Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise, basically give you a shortcut to getting informed on key topics. And today, we're plunging into something that's kind of quietly reshaping our digital lives, the super app.
Right.
Imagine, one single tool that pulls together just a whole load of daily services, makes everything smoother.
An ecosystem, really.
Exactly. All on your phone. And today we're looking at a prime example in finance. It's the Interbank APP from Banco Internacional del Peru. So our mission here, to pull out the key bits of info from our sources. We want to figure out what really makes this a super app, get a handle on its main features, and understand the user experience. The goal is for you listening to get a really solid grasp without getting buried in details.
Yeah, absolutely. And these integrated platforms, they're incredibly significant right now in the digital finance world. It's not just about making things easy, it's strategic. Putting so much in one place, it fundamentally changes how we deal with our money, our services. It's about creating something sticky, something you really rely on. It defines efficiency, security, accessibility for people.
Okay, let's unpack that. So the Interbank APP, at its heart, it's the official mobile banking app for Banco Internacional del Peru. Simple enough. But what makes it jump from just a banking app to this financial super app idea? What's the secret sauce there?
Well, what's really fascinating, I think, is the sheer breadth of services. And not just offered, but seamlessly integrated. Most banking apps, yeah, they do transactions, balances.
Right.
Fine.
The base.
Right. But a financial super app, like this one from Interbank, it goes way beyond that. Brings a huge range of operations right to your phone. Think of it as your whole financial life, really. Daily spending, maybe investments down the line, currency exchange, all in one spot. And this consolidation, it's smart. It's not just for the user. The bank wants you engaged, wants their platform to be your main financial hub.
And we should probably make it super clear for everyone listening. This specific deep dive is about the Interbank APP for customers of Banco Internacional de Peru, operating in Peru.
Crucial point.
Yeah, because there are other banks called Interbank elsewhere. This is totally distinct.
Okay.
We're focused on its features and the Peruvian market it serves.
Exactly. Peruvian context is key here.
Okay, so let's start with the bread and butter, daily financial stuff. Accounts and cards. What are the main things you can do there?
Well, it covers all the essentials, and pretty smoothly, too. You can easily check your balances, all your linked accounts, your cards, and you can see recent transactions, movements, that sort of thing.
Standard enough?
Yeah, but there's a neat touch, actually, something that people probably appreciate if they're, say, checking their balance in public. You can instantly hide your balances on the screen.
Oh, okay. That's clever. Just tap it and it disappears.
Pretty much. It's a small thing, but it shows they're thinking about how people actually use the app in the real world,
Yeah.
Privacy concerns.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so what about moving money? That's probably one of the biggest uses for any banking app. How does Interbank handle transfers and payments? Anything stand out?
This is definitely an area where the app shines, I think, both for convenience and value. You can obviously transfer between your own interbank accounts,
Sure.
but also to other people with interbank accounts. And critically, you can transfer to accounts at other banks, too.
Okay, and how does that work with fees?
Yeah.
Because interbank transfers can sometimes cost you.
Right. And that's the significant part here. Often these transfers are free.
Really? Free transfers to other banks?
Often, yes, which is, well, it's a pretty big deal. It's a strategic move, right? Makes the app stickier, keeps more of your financial activity inside their system, kind of disrupts the old fee models.
Definitely a plus. What else on payments?
Well, you can pay your interbank credit cards, naturally, but you can also pay credit cards from other banks and financial institutions.
Also very useful. Avoids logging into multiple places.
Exactly. And then there's the everyday stuff. Paying utility bills, electricity, internet, water. You can do that right in the app. Even mobile phone top-ups.
Okay, so that's a lot of routine tasks bundled together. Let's think about the impact. How much time, how much sort of mental energy does this actually save the average user, say, in a week?
Oh, a substantial amount, I'd say. Honestly, think about it, right? No more juggling different apps for bills, different websites for bank transfers, maybe even physically going somewhere to pay something.
Yeah, the old way.
Each task might only take a few minutes on its own, but add it all up. The friction is gone. You save time, sure, but also that mental load of remembering logins, due dates, all that jazz. It just streamlines things, turns chores into a few quick taps, frees you up.
That makes sense. But okay, that's the core stuff. Where does the Interbank APP really earn that super app title? What features go beyond just managing the day-to-day?
Right. This is where it gets really interesting.
What's the most surprising thing you found?
Well, one really standout feature, and it's increasingly important, is the digital card.
Okay, like a virtual card.
Exactly. But it's not just a copy of your physical card. It's designed specifically for faster and, crucially, more secure online
How
shopping.
so? More secure how?
Often these digital cards generate unique CVV security codes for each transaction, or they mask your main card number, so it massively reduces the risk of your card details being stolen and misused when you're buying things online, which, let's face it, is a huge concern now. And you can also manage your physical cards in the app too, like turn on or off online purchases or international use, set up spending alerts, get notifications. It gives you a lot of control.
So it's about active management and boosting security. Good. What else pushes it beyond a standard banking app?
Another really neat one is the Pay with QR function.
Ah, QR codes are popping up everywhere.
They are, and this lets you make really quick payments to businesses, or even just sending money to a contact. Scan the code, confirm, done. Super efficient. Reduces the need for cash, or even swiping a card in a lot of situations.
It's very efficient. But are there hurdles? Like, do older people use it or small shops? Is adoption easy?
That's a really good question. And yeah, adoption isn't always uniform. Younger folks, people comfortable with tech, they tend to jump on QR pretty fast. For older demographics, there can definitely be a bit of a learning curve. And for small businesses, yes, setting it up, maybe integrating it with their till system, that can be a step. Though banks are trying to make that easier. But honestly, the convenience factor is huge. As more people and businesses start using it, it creates this network effect, It just keeps growing.
Okay, makes sense. Now, there was another feature mentioned that seemed quite unusual for just a banking app. Something I found pretty fascinating. Currency exchange.
Yes, that's a big one. The app lets you actually change money, Peruvian soles and US dollars, right there inside the app.
Change currency.
Yep. And here's the kicker. They offer a special exchange rate through the app.
Better than you'd get elsewhere.
Often, yes. It seems Interbank is using its size to offer really competitive rates this way. It's a huge value add. Think about it. It basically puts a currency exchange service in your pocket. If you travel or deal with dollars regularly, this could save you real money compared to typical bank rates or exchange houses. Plus, it's incredibly convenient.
Wow, okay. That does feel like a super feature. Bringing a whole other financial service right in. And beyond these specific tools, does the app link you to other financial products too?
It does, yeah. There's a section usually called something like For You or Offers. And in there, users can find and even apply for other things the bank offers, like loans, new credit cards, maybe savings accounts, sometimes with pre-approved limits based on your relationship with the bank.
Ah, so it's not just for doing things, but also for getting new financial products.
Exactly. It positions the app as more than just transactional. It becomes a platform to sort of manage and grow your finances, anticipates your needs.
Okay, so we've got all this power, all this convenience in one app, which naturally brings us to security and just.
Yeah.
How easy is it to use? How does Interbank keep your money and data safe with all this going on?
Yeah, security is obviously critical, and they seem to have several layers. For authorizing transactions, they use a digital token within the app itself, which is way more convenient than carrying around one of those little physical key fob things.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One less thing to lose.
Right. And all the data, when it's moving between your phone and their servers, it's encrypted. Standard practice, but essential. Plus, for logging in quickly and securely, you can use fingerprint or facial recognition if your phone supports it.
Biometrics, yeah.
So it's this mix of strong back-end security, like the encryption and token, with user-friendly stuff like biometrics for access. Balancing security with ease of use is always the trick.
That sounds reassuring. But isn't there a flip side? Having everything in one place? Doesn't that make it a bigger target? A single point of failure, potentially. How do these super apps balance that convenience against the risk of centralizing so much sensitive stuff?
That's a very sharp question. And yeah, it's a fundamental challenge for any super app, not just financial ones. Centralization offers convenience, no doubt. But yes, theoretically, if someone breached that single point of entry, they could potentially access more. But the way super apps combat this is by investing massively in security. We're talking multi-layered defenses that often go way beyond what a simple single-purpose app might have. Things like advanced encryption, constant monitoring for threats, regular security testing, really sophisticated fraud detection systems.
Sure.
The whole idea is to make that single point incredibly tough to crack, like a digital fortress. So for you as a user, it comes down to trusting that the institution, especially a major bank like Interbank, has put those robust defenses in place. For them, security is paramount.
That makes sense. Build a stronger wall around the bigger treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so for someone new wanting to start using the Interbank app, what's the process? Can you just download it and go?
Not quite that simple. There's a specific order, mainly for security reasons. First, you actually need to be registered for their online banking using Interbank's website. You have to do that first.
Okay. Web first.
Web first. Once you're set up there, then you can download the mobile app from the App Store, like Google Play or the Apple App Store. And the initial registration process itself, it might involve verifying your identity using your physical ID card and possibly even taking a selfie through the platform.
The selfie thing, yeah, seems common now.
It is. Helps prevent fraud. So after that initial setup, you can then log into the mobile app with your username and password, or use the fingerprint or Face ID for faster access later on.
So a bit of groundwork up front, but then hopefully smoother sailing. What about the day-to-day reality, though? We know user reviews can be mixed for any app. What do people actually say about using it? Any common quirks?
Yeah, that's always important to look at. And the picture is generally positive, especially regarding the range of features. People seem to appreciate having so much in one place. But like any complex piece of software, it's not perfect. User reviews do sometimes mention occasional glitches or bugs. Maybe a specific function doesn't work quite right on a certain phone model, or an update causes a temporary issue.
Standard app stuff, really.
Pretty much. Usually minor things, often fixed in later updates, but users are right to flag them. Another point that sometimes comes up is permissions. The app might ask for access to your camera, location, contacts.
Right, which can feel intrusive.
It can, although often those permissions are needed for specific features to work, like camera for QR codes or ID validation, location for fraud prevention. The key thing is for the bank to be transparent about why it needs each permission. That builds trust. So, yeah, it's a powerful tool, but like any tool, there can be nuances and occasional hiccups in the user experience.
That's a fair and balanced view. And one last clarification, just structurally. Is everything Interbank offers digitally crammed into this one app? Or are there others?
Good question. No, not everything. It's important to know that Interbank, like a lot of big banks, actually has separate apps for personal banking versus business banking. So this app we've been discussing is for personal customers. There's another one, often called something like Interbank Empresas, which is specifically designed for their business clients.
Okay, so different apps for different needs.
Exactly. It makes sense, really. The needs of a personal user are quite different from the complexities a business might face. So separate, tailored apps often provide a better experience for each.
Right. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels pretty clear the Interbank app really does fit that financial super app description. You've got your daily banking checking balances, transfers, then the advanced stuff like secure digital cards, those QR payments, even currency exchange at special rates. It's a really extensive package, and all integrated with security features like the digital token, biometrics, while also acknowledging, the real-world user experience has its occasional bumps.
Absolutely. And if you step back and look at the bigger picture, apps like this one from Interbank, they are undeniably shaping the future of how we manage our money. By pulling so many services together, making them intuitive, they're changing expectations. It's not just about convenience anymore. It's about genuine financial efficiency, accessibility. This integrated approach moves banking from just transactions to like a whole financial ecosystem in your pocket, always on, trying to anticipate what you need. It really pushes the definition of what a bank is in this digital age.
And that brings us perfectly to our final provocative thought for you, the listener, to chew on. As technology keeps racing ahead and our financial lives get even more tangled up with these digital tools, just how much more integrated, how much more personalized will these financial super apps become? What new possibilities might that open up for how you manage your money? But also, what new challenges might arise? How much of your financial self will end up living inside these incredibly powerful, all-in-one digital platforms? Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.